I've been playing a lot of phone games. I've been playing a lot of mobile games. Do you play many? You guys play many?
I
mobile
definitely
games?
do, but I don't have an Apple phone.
What do you play on your Samsung? Tell us.
The Sims.
The Sims. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Not compromised.
I play Pokemon Go a lot.
Yeah,
Right, you're still
true.
playing. Ah.
People, yeah, like some of the Z Games crew in Brisbane are still like playing a lot, and they get very aggressive when I have a go at them for
Wow.
it, which is fair.
I mean,
Right.
you're having a go at people.
They don't usually get aggressive. They're just like whatever.
I've
Don't
actually
come
just
to the
started
knife fight.
playing the Mario Kart phone game. Actually,
Kart,
it came
yeah,
out
yeah,
yesterday,
Mario Kart
and it's really epic. But I really prefer it on Switch. I'm not sure what to tell
No,
you.
it's fair.
Yeah.
But Apple Arcade has just launched, shaken up the market.
Right.
It is an $8 a month in Australia, $8 a month, and you basically get access to like a crap load of games.
100 to be fair.
They didn't launch with 100.
No way.
No, they didn't launch with 100.
Cheeky.
Nah, like it's
Lies
like
and substitutes.
you will have. Well, I mean, to be fair, in the week that or like just over a week that they've been like launched, they've already launched new games as part of the program.
I see.
So there will be more like Netflix. There will be more games coming.
What's this to be fair? Like, they say they're going to launch with 100
Thank
games,
you.
and they haven't.
Great question.
I'm
Hope.
also paying $8 and I have access to all of these quality games. Like, the reason why I'm defending them is because it is, even without 100 games, Hope, a really
I'm not
compelling
saying that it's
Okay.
not still a good product.
value
I have a bone to
proposition.
pick because I've already maxed out my storage on my phone as it is, and I have to delete apps to reinstall fresh ones. And I think I've got like the S Note 8, so I need to get another SD card.
Man, you
How are
can-
you finding that for yourself if you've got like 100 launch games?
Well,
And no SD
So
card.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. So like, I've got my baby iPhone SE. This
It's
is
real-
tiny.
it's
Yeah,
so
compared to
small.
like your phone,
I
right?
was
Little baby.
squinting looking
Like,
at
oh,
it.
it's a Rayman game. Yeah, so I have a 64 gig phone. It's actually not that bad because I stay really on top of like keeping that stuff down. Like Dragalia Lost is another game that I've been playing. That is a 6 gigabyte game.
What?
That's not part of Apple Arcade, I should clarify.
Okay.
But just like for reference, I have big boy like games
I
on my
see,
phone.
I see.
Like I've got Journeys on iPhone now. That's mental.
That's
Anyway,
so exciting.
That's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was playing it on the plane. But yeah, not all of the games are huge. There are some games that are 1 gig or 2 gig, and to be fair, these are like gorgeous looking games. If you're playing it on like an iPad, you can on like a newer iPad, you can see how gorgeous it looks. On
I
this,
get the
not as
iPad
easy.
novelty.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But on a phone, I guess, I want to ask you,
Yes.
on the percentage of what you have played, which I don't know how many that is, what is your, what percentage are great versus, is it worth the money?
See, I think that. Well, I mean, the first month is free, so I mean that's kind of hard to. But I think $8
Worth
a month.
the money.
Yeah, right.
Well, can you see
$0.
it being valuable?
But as far as like the games that I've got so far, the variety of games is really, really compelling. So the first one that I want to bring up is Fledgling Hero. So this is a Brisbane-developed game.
This
How
is the one with the
exciting.
birdies.
It is yeah, it's gorgeous. I love it so much. This is like a side scroller, but sort of in the vein of like a Flappy Bird kind of deal.
Cool.
So you are going through these beautifully drawn art styles. Like it looks gorgeous. The animation is actually really, really fluid. And you have these like different challenges to go through in the levels. It's also really, really upbeat. But the challenges that you have in the levels, I am not that good at it. So like I will just die sometimes or have to redo levels over and over, which is fine because it's actually good fun. But it's gorgeous.
Can I ask you, on a bit of an industry level, what do you think Apple Arcade's going to do to the industry? Is it
Oh,
going to
man.
boost it, or is it going to kill
That is
free to play? Like,
that is such
There's
a
this
is it going
big
to try and
question.
bully
There's-
developers to get onto it?
There's this big thing at the moment where people are talking about compensating developers for time played.
Which is fair.
Which is terrifying.
Well, no, oh, sorry. Compensating developers, I wasn't expecting the time play. That is something that I think I believe Android is doing more than Apple Arcade. Apple Arcade's business model, I believe, is much more throw money at these projects, get development going,
Yeah.
get the game exclusive to iOS. You can simultaneously launch on other platforms. Like we've seen that with like a bunch of games releasing on consoles or PC or whatever else, right? There's one notable exception, Android. They want people to buy goddamn iPhones and iPads, and that makes them money, right? Like, I think that with Android, that is a fair question to ask. Like, are they getting paid for their work, worthwhile?
Right.
With Apple Arcade, because Apple is legitimately just funding their goddamn development, like it's similar to a publishing deal, except they still own the rights to their IP.
I see.
They can still publish on a bunch of other platforms. I think that makes it far more compelling as a developer, from what I've heard.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So I want to go more into those details with some of the other New Game Plus crew as well. But yeah, I think I am very curious about going into that further.
I actually wanted to also bring to the table the Google Play Pass as well.
Yeah.
It's I guess, the opposing competitor.
Just launched the week of.
Correct. And they're spooking 350 games of whatever the hell knows what
How
they
many
are.
do they launch with?
Correct. Great question, Hope. I just wanted to get your
Thanks,
feelings on where that's going to go.
I think the difference is that Android's offering is like you might already own a bunch of these games, or you might be able to play them on other platforms. And again, if you actually value developers' time, probably don't do that.
Right.
Because I don't know exactly what the price point is, but unless it's like astronomically higher than $8
Yeah.
a month, like that's not really going to be worth it for devs.
I guess we haven't really talked about yet the fact that the Apple Arcade's games will never have microtransactions.
That makes it so much better.
It changes the landscape a lot.
Because that's the thing, like mobile games get a lot of flack, understandably so, for being filled with in-app purchases. These are not.
Correct.
And I think one of the main reasons that I don't play mobile games is because I get frustrated by things being locked behind.
Oh my gosh, the pressure. Yeah, you're
microtransactions.
right.
And like a lot of the multiplayer ones as well. Like you go all right for a little bit, and then suddenly everyone that you're playing against has clearly dumped hundreds of dollars into
Even
this
just
game.
like $10 sometimes. Like it really doesn't take much money sometimes to get such a big leg up.
Yeah, and I don't have that $10.
$10, man, that's too much for me. Yeah, look, well, I mean, $2 too much. But
$8 too much? Apple Arcade subscription.
yeah, all these games are premium games as part of Apple Arcade.
Okay.
Another one that I want to jump into, did either of you play Mini Metro?
Yes.
Did you really enjoy it?
It's quite cathartic, isn't it?
It is perfect. So Mini Motorways is by the same team. It looks as beautiful and as minimal as Mini Metro.
Yep.
And I love it dearly.
Tell me
That's
about
actually
it.
It
What
is
kind of, is it
a lot more detailed than Mini Metro.
Yeah, so it's a top-down game where you have all these buildings and these houses, and people are commuting to work or commuting to events, and you need to get people to where they need to be in Tokyo, Beijing, Moscow, like a bunch of other cities. It is not as, I feel, polished yet as Mini Metro or have as many stages as Mini Metro, but that game has been out for 3 years, and I think that given how short of a time period I believe these devs had to get this game out, it looks gorgeous, it plays really good. And I mean, if you're watching, if you're experiencing this review through New Game Plus, you'll be seeing what it's running like, what it visually looks like. That's on an iPhone SE. Like, it runs as smoothly as this and looks that good on a phone that is 4 inches.
I guess
Amazing.
that's kind of what's really good about Apple Arcade is it gives developers the opportunity to sort of release something small like this where it doesn't have to be completely finished. Because if someone, say, wants more or doesn't find that there's value in it, they've got a lot of other things they can jump to while you do finish it or add more and things like that. So there's that pressure that's not there.
Yeah,
Live
that's true.
service is really exciting. It gives the developers
It
a chance
is.
to push out content regularly to
There are a lot
build
of
that
devs.
player base.
Yeah.
And I think something like this is a low risk investment in terms of if they've already got it on the App Store, they can port it across and work out a better deal for them.
Or rework their
Rework
game to
it.
be able to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Speaking of other games to be able to jump into, I didn't expect to be as into a roguelike pinball fantasy setting game as I was going to be in the Pinball Wizard, I believe the game is called. I forgot the name of it because it's just so
Sounds
gorgeous.
catchy.
It is a pinball game, first and foremost. But you are playing as, like, the ball is basically the wizard.
The graphics.
And it looks so gorgeous again. Oh, my god,
God.
baby phone. But yeah, that's kind of the first look at Apple Arcade. And actually, that's pretty much it for the show. I do want to talk more about Apple Arcade versus Android. And
No, I
all the
really
rest of it,
appreciate
but-
that. I think you've kind of converted me a little bit just because I'm not an iPhone person. I was really skeptical at the value
Yeah,
it
it's
could
fair.
bring. And I guess looking at it from an industry level as well as the quality level, I think it's already sort of shifting my headspace about it.
The,
So
the
thank
quality
you.
level is a very big argument that I think a lot of people might not be thinking about because it's phone games.
I see.
But I think it'll take time to get there.